Today we're back in Brazil to take a trip on the country's most travelled route between São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. We'll be on the most luxurious bus which travels between these two iconic megacities, and I will give you all the information about how you can take this journey too. I have bagged the best seat on board for this 6.5 hour trip, and there is plenty to see out the window too. So come along with me and let's check it all out together. This journey starts in São Paulo, which is home to around 12 million people. I wasn't really sure what to make of Brazil's largest megacity. It certainly has some lovely architecture and a European vibe in the central areas, but it just didn't feel particularly welcoming, and I didn't feel safe exploring too much as I would do when normally arriving in a new place. Anyway, let's head to the bus station by Uber to get this trip to Rio started. It's about 15 minutes by car from the city centre where I was staying out to the Tietê bus terminal in the north of the city, next to Campo de Marte Airport. Once you alight at the drop-off area, I would head quickly inside, as out here it seems pretty sketchy. The main concourse is one level up on the first floor and can be accessed by stairs or these lifts. Once inside, it was much better with security guards at the entry points. There's quite a few shops and food outlets inside the bus station, including many sit-down restaurants. There were also paid toilets which were pretty clean. It's a bit of a maze, but there are some maps dotted about to help you out, along with clear overhead signage. All the various bus companies have their own staff ticketing desks here too. I'm travelling with Aguia Branca today. I stopped by at their kiosk to check if I could travel with the e-ticket they sent me when I booked online, which would have been fine, but he printed me a paper boarding pass too. I then headed down one level to where all the departure gates can be found. Aguia Branca also have a basic lounge down here, as do most of the other premium bus companies. This features a small kids play area, free cold water, some work desks with power sockets, and plenty of seating. There is also their service map, which is handy as it's time to check out our route today. We will depart Tietê bus station this morning and head northeast on the main highway, making one rest stop en route for arrival at Novo Rio bus station in Rio de Janeiro in the late afternoon. My bus will depart from gate 5, just a 2-minute walk from the lounge. I had only been there a couple of minutes when our bus for today pulls in, around 20 minutes before the scheduled departure time of 10 AM. It's this impressive looking, striking yellow Aguia Branca 4-axle double-decker coach, built by Marco Polo. This has a limited top speed of 100 km per hour. The driver and luggage assistant waste no time in setting up their boarding stand, and I've checked in my carry-on case within 5 minutes and received a luggage tag for it. I then just hand over my passport and boarding pass and am free to board. 12 of the bus's total 46 seats are located here on the bottom deck and are in a 2+1 layout. Heading upstairs and you will find the rest of the seats in the same configuration. I have to say, they look super comfortable. I've managed to book the front row solo seat for today's journey, which should offer the best views. Smaller items of luggage can be stored on the overhead racks, and there is a power socket up here too. We will be sure to check out the rest of the onboard amenities once we get going though. I'm happy to say Level 8 are once again sponsoring today's video and are now in their 4th year supporting the channel. My go-to case right now is their Adventure 20-inch carry-on, which is available in a variety of colours. Its tough polycarbonate hard shell construction is designed to cope with busy stations, airport terminals and everything else my journey throws at it. It also has an expandable design, smooth 360-degree spinner wheels and a wide telescopic handle, which makes it incredibly easy to manoeuvre on all surfaces. I've paired it with the stylish new Level 8 Urban backpack, which slips neatly over the suitcase handle thanks to its wide elastic strap. It is ideal for keeping my camera gear, laptop and travel essentials organised and easily accessible with its open flat design. If you'd like to upgrade your own travel setup, follow the link in the description and use code NONSTOP12 to save 12% on your next Level 8 order. Thanks Level 8, and now let's get back to the video. We depart Getz bus station right on time at 10 AM. These buses run near hourly throughout the day and night, with a total 20 daily services on the route just operated by Aguia Branca. The trip from São Paulo to Rio covers a distance of 425 kilometers, which is scheduled to take us 6 hours and 30 minutes of travel time. The prices do vary due to demand, but are very reasonable on the whole. I managed to get a promo fare for just 100 Brazilian real, which is on the lower end of normal. The solo seats do command a price premium over the doubles of around 25% extra. The fully flexible walk-up fare is 285 Brazilian real, which is still a pretty good deal. Some of the buses are in a 2+2 layout, and these sell for around 25% less than the service I am on. I would recommend using the Brazil by Bus website to book. You can compare all operators and international credit and debit cards are accepted. All of the other Aguia Branca buses I saw on the roads were blue, like this one. I am not sure about the significance of the yellow livery on our bus. If you know, leave me a comment below. We are soon onto the highway leading out to the northern suburbs of São Paulo. There are dozens of bus companies operating hundreds of services every day on the route. But did you know there is actually a railway line running between São Paulo and Rio? And until 1998 there was passenger train service too. But it was slow, underfunded and eventually sadly succumbed to these far superior buses in terms of speed and reliability. The Brazilian government had planned to open a new high-speed rail link along this corridor in time for the 2014 Olympics. However, due to spiralling costs, this never even got off the ground. But in positive news, a private company has now taken over the project, and supposedly construction is due to start in 2027. We shall see, I guess. There are still 2 long-distance rail services operating in Brazil today. I checked out the one between Belo Horizonte and Vitória earlier on in this trip, so click the link in the description to watch that at the end of this video. Okay, let's check out the seats. These large leather recliners have excellent padding throughout and a very soft and comfortable winged headrest. Legroom is also excellent, and there is a thigh support panel that can be fixed in either the up or down position. This is certainly in the top 3 most comfortable of any bus seat I've ever tried. It can be reclined a long way using this button too. Seat belts are also available. And down to the side of the seat is a large drinks bottle holder and a coat hook. There are also 2 USB-A ports affixed to the armrest. Curtains can be found on both sides, lining the aisle and side windows. Up above is a personal reading light and air conditioning vent, along with a cool bell. Overall, a super comfortable seat. This bus was advertised as having Wi-Fi, but after speaking to the driver, he said it was broken on this particular one. The best bit about securing one of these top deck front row seats has got to be the amazing forward facing views. It certainly helps if you're liable to getting travel sick too. The ride quality of this bus was also excellent, with very smooth riding suspension even at top speed. One thing I noticed about the Brazilian highway network is that there was a frequent and varied choice of rest stops and service areas all along the route. Many different types and sizes of petrol stations, cafes and fast food outlets lined the way. About halfway into our trip, we pull off into one of these for a 30-minute food, toilet and driver rest stop. I had brought a sandwich and snacks with me, so I didn't buy anything here, but a good selection was available if you need some sustenance. And right on time, we are back on the road again. Today's route mainly follows the Rodovia Presidente Dutra, which forms part of Highway 116, one of Brazil's most important north-south roads. It is named after Eurico Gaspar Dutra, who was the 16th president of Brazil from 1946 to 1951. It is quite a mountainous route with a few large differences in elevation and subsequent big inclines to traverse. We started up at nearly 800 metres above sea level on the São Paulo plateau and will be working our way down to sea level on arrival in Rio. Okay, let's check out the final few bits on board the bus. On the stairs you will find a bin and a fire extinguisher. And then at the bottom, by the entry door, you will find the toilet. This was very compact and is probably best used for emergencies only. The water worked and there was a little bit of soap. Hand towels were available, but there was no toilet paper. So far, I'm finding this journey very relaxing, with the endless kilometres passing by effortlessly. We are now coming up to the most scenic section of the route, into the Serra de Araras, or the Macor mountain range. Soon after, we come across a queue of very slow moving traffic for about 2 kilometres. After a few emergency service vehicles passed us, I guess there was some sort of traffic collision up ahead, which turned out to be exactly the case. Fortunately, it didn't look too bad, just a bit of a heavy rear-end shunt. We are now just under 95 kilometres to the northwest of Rio, and the bus window views are getting pretty spectacular. The two carriageways of the highway take totally different routes and are a long way apart throughout all of this mountainous section. Before they rejoin as we head down past Coberta on the final run into Rio City. The weather has started to take a turn for the worse now, as the afternoon storm clouds are rolling in, and then we get about a 15-minute heavy rain shower. As we enter the outskirts of the city and past the sprawling slums for which Rio is so well known, let me take a moment to summarise this 6.5-hour journey with Aguia Branca from São Paulo. Overall, I think it was excellent. This company is well known for having nicely fitted out, comfortable and clean buses within Brazil, and they certainly didn't disappoint. The seat was amazing, super soft, and it allowed me to take a few short naps along the way, with the ride quality also being exceptional. Everything worked well as far as the power sockets, lights, curtains and the toilet, so I really have no complaints. The driver and luggage assistant were friendly and helpful, and I thought it was very good value for money, especially my promo fare. So would I recommend Aguia Branca to travel by bus between São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro? Absolutely, with no hesitation. After the short hold-up due to the accident a little while ago, we arrive at Novo Rio bus station about 15 minutes late at 4:45 PM. This was my first time in Rio de Janeiro, and I enjoyed it way more than São Paulo. The vibe is totally different, and of course getting to visit world highlights such as Christ the Redeemer and Copacabana Beach really topped it off. Have you been on any luxury buses in South America before? If so, which ones and on which routes? How did you find them? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to new video ideas, so if you have something you'd like to see on the channel, then drop me a DM on Instagram, Blue Sky or Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.